You know, this administration and the officials, they are very good in lying. Truth is far from them. They never tell the public the truth. Let him tell us what is the sickness all about. If actually he is sick as he claims, is it enough for him to go to abroad as they usually go and then go and take treatment and come back?
Barrister, Nigerians will still talk. If he's to go out of the country now. Okay, now, Barrister, the question is this. Let us even start from here. Nigerians are of the opinion that appointed or elected officials rarely resign. And at this point, we're seeing a minister for defense saying, I'm sorry, I can't continue. He threw in the towel. Should you have any issue with that? Even when some people have been calling on the president to reject the cabinet, to look into it, that insecurity is still on the rise, and yet people are, more like enjoying or living their lives without being held accountable.
That means he's lying, because somehow there is this rumor from the US that the Nigerian official that went to interface with them, the US official gave them some conditions, and some of them include, relieving some people of their position. And then the man that overpowered a Fulani man that want to kill him, and they now turned out to kill the man. And they now send the man to life imprisonment, that they should release that man. And so many others. So I am not surprised, because like I told you, you have Matawale, who is a junior minister in that office. Is that not true? This Baduru can easily go abroad for treatment and then come back while Matawale is holding forth. But for him to just resign, that means he's not telling the truth. They asked him to leave. Simple.
Oh, well, Barrister, what you just said earlier, like you said, there are unconfirmed rumors, and we wouldn't want to dwell on that. But let's still stay on the succession clarity. If the defense minister's resignation, as it were, is strictly health related, why did it align with the security emergency, and what contingent protocol failed that, of course, that the ministry leaderless at this critical hour? Is there the possibility that that particular ministry can be left leaderless, so to say?
No, Matawale is still there. He's the junior minister. Is that not true?
Yes.
Even when the substantive minister was there, in fact, it's like he was not there, because we rarely hear his name. It's only Matawale who have been all over the place, taking the bullet, taking the nuts for him. So the ministry is not without a leader now. Somebody is still there. It's just that the president will now elect somebody who is neutral, who does not have sympathy for these bandits and terrorists. Somebody who will not be a cog in the wheel of progress. Because some people are working against the interests of the government because they have sympathy for the bandits and all that. So maybe gradually, when they open the lists, according to the government, we will now see those who have been sponsoring the terrorism.
Now, Barrister, that's talking about that list. I wanted to ask your opinion on this. We have certain 400 names or thereabouts given to the president of Nigeria before now, prior to this administration. And later, we also saw another 16 names thereabouts, also with bureau to change officers and all that. And no one said anything about it. And just few days we saw Danny Bwala telling Nigerians that the government is getting ready to release the name of terrorism financiers. What do you have to say about that? And what does that mean with the fact that we have US, France, UK providing support now to Nigeria to end insecurity?
They are the one telling us what we want to hear, Abi. The government they mentioned have not said anything about their collaboration with the Nigerian government. It is just Nigerian government telling you the outcome of their meeting and all that. We don't know whether it is true or not, because the foreign government have not confirmed it.
Then why do you believe the part where you said they gave them some condition when you're saying the government have not really...
I said it's rumor.
Okay.
Yes, I said it's rumor. And it is not unthinkable that in such a meeting, this government will not give conditions, especially the US government. They must have given them conditions and things they ought to do.
All right, then.
And maybe that will stop the invasion according to them.
All right then. Well, Barrister, again, concerns are being raised about the resignation of this person, and it goes to say how much of sincerity when it comes to the trust between the Nigerian power police and, of course, political elites, particularly Nigeria, how much it has deepened. You would recall that the PDP chairman, the former PDP chairman, did resign on health grants, and days later, he's been given the DG of the aviation space.
You mean the former APC chairman?
Former APC chairman, yes.
Yeah.
Now, as it stands, the defense minister presently is saying on health grants he's resigning. Should we see another appointment come to him in the near days? What would that portend for the Nigerian security space and, of course, our political landscape? That's on one part, before we get to the northern governors decrying more security consciousness.
Now, there is nothing wrong in somebody resigning. Nothing wrong, whether on a health issue or whatever. If you find out that you don't fit into an office, please resign. It will save you the embarrassment and all that comes with it. The only reason why it looks like a strange phenomenon is because Nigerian officials, they hardly resign. They don't always resign, no matter the situation, except when they are forced to resign or something happens. That is when they leave office. So ordinarily, we shouldn't dwell on this particular issue so much, because it is natural for somebody to leave office. That's why they say soldier go, soldier come, barracks remain. The office will still be there. So people will come and go, but the office will still remain. So there's nothing strange about it. But I know very well that that man did not resign on his own.
All right.
Let's come to this particular conversation, Barrister. The northern governors clearly are decrying the rising insecurity in their states, and of course they are reaffirming their support for state policing, thereby also calling on the National Assembly to look into these policy and of course sign it into law. But the NSA did say a couple of days ago that the children that were kidnapped in that particular school are safe and okay, and of course they will be returned back to their parents. Of what intelligence does the NSA speak from, and how can Nigerians clearly have a clearer view of these intelligence that the NSA is speaking from?
Look, David, go and quote me anywhere. The government and the terrorists, they communicate. They communicate, so they are giving them assurance that the children are okay while they are looking for the money. There is no other deal they are going to make here. They can't get those children by force, or all of them will die. They are communicating with them, just like Bayo Ononoga told us. So when they are telling us they are, so I won't doubt them, because they are communicating with them.
Now, Barrister, when you say they are communicating with them, we know that in Nigeria we have a law that is against giving or money, paying ransom.
Negotiating with terrorists.
Negotiating also with terrorists and all that. And when you say the government is discussing with them, because this revelation came out after Nuhu Ribadu visited Kotangora over the school children, said they are okay, they are in good time. What does that now portend to the fight against terrorism and also the law that Nigerian government have already penned down about or against negotiating with terrorists or even paying a ransom?
It is only the government that can violate our constitution and our laws and get away with it.
Is it not indicting themselves?
I said it is only the government that can violate their own law, our constitution, and then get away with it. Can you arrest government? Hold on. Can you arrest government? You cannot. So they can do whatever they like and get away with it.
So what does that portend for the fight against insurgents or terrorism?
It means that you are not ready. And that's why the boys are still having a field day.
On what ground then would the France, US and UK that have decided to provide support for Nigeria, on what ground would they then be coming in?
The government,
wouldn't that be more like a way to scare them?
No, the government of Nigeria is buying time. You know, when you want to kill any matter, you set up a committee. While the committee is sitting, tension will reduce. After the first committee, the second committee will now go and check what the first committee came out, And when you want to talk, they say the government is still set up a panel to look into the matter. With it now, people will now relax. All the friends now, you know, before 4 or 5 committees will sit on the matter, you and I would have forgotten about it. Or don't you know? Whenever you hear that government set up a panel, forget it, the matter is over. That's how it is done in a government circle. So all these things that they are doing now is to buy time, because they are not willing. They don't have the political will to confront this guy, because they have an agreement with them. That's why they can go and have a meeting with them, dine with them, have a phone discussion with them. You know, so there must have been an agreement before you can do all this now.
At the expense of the lives of Nigerians, which again they swore to protect. At the expense of the lives of Nigerians that they swore to protect.
David, it don't matter in this thing, so don't deceive yourself. Your life is not important to this government. Forget it.
All right,
what they are after is how to win an election, and not by your vote.
All right then, Barrister, we'll definitely keep our eyes on that particular space and of course bring more reports on that. Let's get to this conversation about the fact that the former permanent secretary of the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, I'm talking about Keshi, has said that the ambassadorial list that was sent in by the president clearly is faulty. And if Nigeria was truly a sane community, let me paraphrase, that some of the people in that list should be in prison.
Yes.
What's your position with that assertion by Mr. Keshi, the former permanent secretary of the Foreign Affairs Ministry?
They said, if you tell me whom you are, if you tell me your friends, I will tell you whom you are. Because birds of the same feather flock together. Ever since we have known this president, have you seen him in the company of decent people? I mean, even world leaders. Who is that world leader that is Tinubu's friend? World leader of note. There are people you can, you know, without even thinking about it, you can mention their friends in international circles, in political circles. But not this president. We always quarrel the friendship of men with baggages. You remember when he was granted amnesty to people? And you ask yourself, where is this coming from? So there must be a reason why he liked the company of such people. There must be a reason.
Now, Barrister, defending the president and the ambassadorial list, the nominees that made it there, a senior special assistant to President Tinubu on Foreign Affairs Protocol, Ademola Oshodi, he come up to say that the president uses his prerogative very well. And not just that, that he's out there to make sure that his allies and cronies, also people that will project his administration in good light, man those positions. Now, are we going to, you know, shy away from the fact that most times we see elected officials going through the words of compensating people who work for their favor? He's not the first person doing that. We've also seen other appointments tilt towards more like compensation than competence. That
is why the administration is not moving forward. Can you give what you don't have? The answer is capital no. Look at how the economy is. Look at how the country is generally. If you have star ministers and go-getters, Nigeria will not be like this. Their output would have been telling the whole world that yes, something is happening here. So when you have people who are not competent and who have been appointed to do whatever they like, what makes you think that things is going to work out well?
Barrister, the person of Reno Omokri is one who had been vocal before now against the person of President Bola Tinubu. I mean, we saw him in several videos clearly using words against the president. The same person is going to be in that same cabinet. Let's start off from what that portend for the political image of the president.
Now, a man is entitled to change his mind as many times as they like, but not in this particular situation, because this Reno Omokri, in fact, in my own show yesterday, we played a voice note where this man was swearing to a journalist that he will never work with Tinubu, that even if he approached him, he will not work with him, this and that.
Right.
So, but look at it. So, when you see a man like that, these are the people you are dealing with.
But Barrister, he said something about accepting this nomination or the ambassadorial position just to show the world how much of a good person the president is and how he have a forgiving spirit. Because he came up to defend himself, saying that accepting that nomination, talking about the person of Reno now, is a way to show the world that President Bola Ahmed Tinubu doesn't hold grudges, but he's a man who, when he sees the light, want to work with it, and that is what he's doing at this point. More like thanking him for forgiving him, and also picking him against what we see play out in most political, related issues, where people hold grudges and forget to forgive.
Before now, what is Red Omokri known for? Please, can you tell me where he has worked?
He's been a media aide to politicians.
Okay, media aid to politicians. Yes, not one, not two. So, for a man like that, that is neither here nor there. Is that the credentials of a good diplomat, a good ambassador, somebody that is going to represent Nigeria? Do you know what we are talking about here? The image of Nigeria abroad. Somebody that will be representing you and I. Somebody that will tell the whole world who we are and how we are. And now you are sending such a character to the world. Is it going to change overnight? The answer is no.
Now, do you think
the circumstances in him will not allow him to do that job?
He's not the first person that would be working with the president and have spoken against the president as well. There is the person of Daniel Bwala as well, and quite a number of them in that same cabinet. Is the credibility of the president clearly based on the kind of people that he gets to working with him?
Now look, we can manage Bwala because he's at home with us here. That's the difference. Bwala is with us here at home. But this man that they are sending out there, my brother, in fact, I'm even thinking that the country will reject him.
No, we have
because you know the internet doesn't forgive.
We have Denge Ono wrote to the National Assembly stating that he should not be confirmed. He should not make it to that list. Do you think the National Assembly will listen to him even when people, especially members of the presidency, have decided?
If the Senate have been rejecting other appointments, I would say, well, maybe they are going to start that right now. But since Agbabio told you that whatever the president brings to the table, he will stamp it.
What does this portend for Nigeria in international space when we know that host nations have the right to reject individuals, especially ambassadors or chef d'affaires and all that being sent to them?
This is not the first time. There was a time an opening came out in ICJ, and Nigeria is to take that slot. The man at Abuja division of the judiciary was taken to that place to go and represent Nigeria. The 3 tests they set out for him, he failed all of them. 3. With that, all the 9 people that were supposed to work with him and all that, they shipped them back. They returned them. And this was a place people like Bola Ajibola made their mark as the president of that body. People like Taslim Elias. So this particular APC, I don't know, maybe they have a covenant with failure. They deliberately plunged Nigeria into this dark abyss we are today because they always choose the wrong people for the right job. And so the performance will not be there. That's the truth. When Obasanjo came in 1999, he went outside Nigeria to go and shop for people, technocrats. And you and I saw the difference. People like Okonji Iweala, Aroma Ote, Akinwumi Adesina and all that. They came in here and we saw the difference.
Shopping for candidate, Barrister. Is there the possibility that the presidency clearly is not looking at the Ministry of Foreign Affairs internally to shop for candidates for ambassadorial space?
Both internally and externally. Did you see him looking for credible hands in Nigeria? Did you see him? You see, there is something that you people have forgotten. You don't know the person talking. Tinubu is not somebody that wants to be outshined. When Jonathan was there, he gave Okonjo Iweala, even as a woman, he handed over the economy to her to manage. You know, it didn't bother him. And they used to argue in the Federal Executive Council. Okonjo-Iweala used to challenge Jonathan in the Federal Executive Council. Tinubu cannot tolerate that. From when he was Lagos State governor to now that he's in Abuja, anybody that will outshine him can never come near him. So he wanted people with baggages.
All right, Barry, so
people with baggages in their cupboard, so that whenever they want to raise their head, he will open the cupboard and say, so that's what he wants.